Thank you for the reminder. All right, so today we are going to do a slow from stem to stern walkthrough of doing a red light campaign. What does that mean? We're going to go from making sure the triggers are turned on, make sure the follow-up campaign is turned on, making sure the funnel is edited and ready to go, and then ultimately launch that campaign. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the goal would be to kind of piece together a lot of the past trainings that we've had and kind of make it a little bit more less scary. I mean, sometimes people just feel like they don't even want to push the buttons because they're going to break something, and that's not the case. So I'm excited to get started. Before we do that, I always have a couple of announcements. I think what a big one is now we are officially out of the original beta, and that means that in order to have access to the click campaigns and the automated stuff, you had to apply before, okay? You no longer have to apply. The launch the click campaigns will now be made available to everybody, which is kind of cool. You know, if you refer somebody over while we're not even promoting it to the public, they'll have the access to be able to start using the same tools that you're using, even if you are an affiliate, a beta user. Okay, so that's exciting. The next thing is we're always looking at other conditions and things to add into PatientStream. Obviously, our niche is in the chiropractic and the integrated space, so chronic pain. That's where we have started. Whether dentistry, orthodontics, cosmetics, you know, we have experience there. We'll be moving there and adding those services eventually. But for now, we really want to broaden our offering and what we're doing to other areas inside of the chronic pain, inside of what you all do. So we actually did a allergy campaign, which we've done allergies before, but we did an allergy campaign with a captive agency client. We launched it like a week ago, and the thing is crushing it. I mean, it's getting better conversions and costs and all that stuff than pretty much anything we've seen in a very long time. So with a little bit more vetting, and if there's enough interest, that could be a condition that we upload into the Clicks campaign automation. It's pretty exciting. I don't know how many of you guys do allergies. If you do allergies, let me know in chat. Okay. And then, so another thing that I wanted to just let everybody know about, something that's coming, it's not here yet, but that is coming, is lead forms. What is lead form? So right now, when you choose a campaign, that ad is directed to one of the funnels like you're going to see today. One of the other things that we love to test, that we love to have access to, are lead forms. Okay. And lead forms are effectively, it's almost like you never leave Facebook. All right. It's almost like a landing page, a funnel on Facebook. So the conversion rate can be higher, cost can be lower, depending, you know, there's variables there, but all in all, it's a pretty cool process. And so as far as announcements, that's going to do us for now. Other than, I do want to, if you're here, if you watch this afterwards, I do want to encourage everybody to be active and ask questions and being as involved as possible in the new PatientStream users group. Now that right now I think has 50 some or so. So there's actually quite a few people that still are not in that group. And our PatientStream users. So we'll have more people coming in there, but hopefully it's a place where you can ask questions, where you can collaborate, and where you can crowdsource effectively success that others are having using PatientStream in our strategies, and you can start using them in your clinic. So the best success that we're going to have in there is not going to come because myself or anyone on my team is posting constantly. It's going to come from you guys being involved and you guys, you know, bringing your concerns or successes to the group. So I would really encourage you to do that, to invite other people. By the way, if you're an affiliate and you want to find ways to make money off of that, if you invite people to the group and they see kind of the conversations and the value that it's bringing to other clinics, not just yours, chances are it's going to be good for you. All right. I want to jump into today's demo. Shannon, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You are here.
I am.
All right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to have you share your, are you able to share your screen eventually?
It says host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Okay, so I will enable it here in just a minute, but I want to kind of walk through, since I have access to your patient stream account, I want to kind of walk through this campaign from where I start. And so I'll kind of control this screen here for a minute. And then when we get to actually launching the campaign, I'd kind of like you to do that. You cool with that?
I think so.
All right. So again, the goal here is to go through a campaign from stem to stern, meaning, hey, I know that we want, and in this case, we're doing red light weight loss patients, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I know we want that. Where do we start? How do we get started? All right, so now just because I do it this way, I mean, I don't think there's a chronological order. I think you could do some of these a little bit different, but the first thing is just to make sure foundationally things are correct. Things are, set up the right way. You've gone through Heather's Tuesday trainings. You have everything integrated. You're kind of dialed in there. Okay. So the first thing I want to see is just the triggers for the campaign that we're going to do. Are those turned on? Because nothing's more embarrassing than, launching a campaign, thinking you have everything done, and then, you forgot to turn the light switch on. Right. So in this case, so we have draft and active. When your patient stream account, when you get one of these funnels uploaded to you, all of the triggers are defaulted to draft. So all you have to do, and you've done it, is just toggle to active and you're good to go. Okay. And basically what's happening here, just so, we don't breeze over and we don't make light of what's actually happening here, is each one of these triggers is associated with an action. And some of those actions might be taking a person's name from, hey, this person was a lead, now they have scheduled. Okay, part of our follow-up, if we want to be able to remind people of their appointments, if we want to be able to do some of the cool smart chats and things like that, some of the follow-up campaigns that we have, those won't happen if nobody turns on the light switch. Okay, so the first thing I want to make sure of is, hey, are the triggers turned on? And so in this case, they are. Now, have you gone through all these triggers and just make sure everything's on here? Everything's on here?
Yes, they should all be on.
Okay. So that's just a good exercise for anybody to do. Make sure that your triggers are turned on. Okay. Pretty simple, but pretty important, Okay. The next thing is campaigns. So one of the cool things that Patient Stream is going to do for you is as soon as you start getting response from the ad campaign that we're going to run, is it's going to start responding and get that person to engage with you. Now, I always say there's something I always, a term, I don't know, maybe I created it, I don't know, but I call it advancing the sale. Marketing's job is not to make the sale for you. Marketing, especially when you're offering services, marketing's job is to advance the sale. All right. And so when we look at these follow-up campaigns, understand the goal is to advance the person further down your funnel, further, like closer to your clinic. Okay. And in this case, we're doing a red light campaign. Okay. And so we're going to go through each one of these briefly. Excuse me. And each one of them, again, has a goal. Okay. So the first one is new red light opt-in. What do you think that means, Shannon?
That allows somebody to see the ad and then decide whether they want to engage.
Yeah. So
and take the offer.
Yeah. So that's exactly right. So they have opted in, right? And then boom, they get a text. Okay. So first thing when we come in here is we want to just maybe peruse, like give us, We give you guys templated stuff that we know works, but you are free to edit and personalize. So I just want to go through this. So we got a text here, another text, another text, another text, another text, another text. Okay, so 10 days, 4 days, 1 day, 1 day, one. So if you're watching this for the first time, maybe you're watching this later, understand what kind of these time frames mean. So this happens immediately. This happens 30 minutes after this. This text happens 1 day after that 30-minute mark, and so on and so forth. So it's not, when you see 10 days here, that's not 10 days, that's not 10 days into it. At that point, that's probably 3 weeks into the process. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I did a training a little while ago about how to make your follow-up communication, everything you're doing there, look not spammy. Okay. In fact, we've got that training on my YouTube channel, and I'd be happy to post that into the Facebook group, or if you have any questions, you want to learn more about that, let me know. But here's the idea. And we'll go through these briefly, and maybe Shannon and I might give you a couple of tips and things that I might do. It doesn't mean you have to, but I might do. Okay. Okay. So you did it, Sam. Just reply to this text message with a day and a time that works best for you, and we'll get you scheduled. So for example, Tuesday afternoon, congratulations. And we look forward to talking to you shortly. For the initial message, I think we're dialed in and we're perfect.
So just to stop you there quickly, I was talking to Jacob this morning.
Yeah.
And just wanted to change my name on this to Jamie, Jamie. He wanted to do that while we were online today versus when we
okay. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. I'll do that on a few of these, and then you'll have to come back to. Is that cool?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So we're going to hit save. All right. So then let's go to the next one. So this is 30 minutes later. Hi, Sam. I'd love to help you get scheduled. When is a good time? And we're going to do Jamie again.
Thanks, Sam.
There we go. All right. A couple things to note on here. Custom times. So that means that when this is toggled on, and when this condition says when, it will send these replies, these second texts between Monday to Friday between 4 to 5. Okay. Go ahead and save. And then I think, so once we've kind of done those two initial ones, here's what I would like to see. And I'm guessing, let's see if this happens or not. So so Shannon, one thing I would like to see on this is some personalization. So maybe a picture of Jamie and say, hi, Sam, it's Jamie. When's a good time to chat this morning about your red light appointment, right? I really like pictures. I like people to know that they're doing business with people. I don't want to overwhelm people with just pictures every single time.
Okay.
But when we're kind of introducing that person, I want them to put, instead of a business, I want them to put a face in the context of the conversation. So I might come down here and grab an image of Jamie and attach file and put that in there. That might be something I would do.
Okay.
And then if you have other ones of these, so let's go ahead and hop out of this. I'm not going to do any changes on that. If you have other ones where you're sending out testimonials, I don't know if you've seen, do you have any of these that do testimonials?
I have not set up for testimonials now.
Okay. So let's go ahead and exit out of here. Actually, I'm sorry. One thing I wanted to do before we exit out of there, I forgot to do it, is make sure that this says published. Because again, it comes as draft. So this is published. So you're good. Okay. So these other chats. So if somebody cancels, we want them to reschedule. That's what that's there for. If somebody no-shows, we want them to reschedule. Okay. If somebody no-shows, we want to educate them. So this is one where, for example, and we may have, it's been a little while since we did this, but let's see here we go. Let's see if this has it in. I believe it does. Yeah. So is that you, or did I put that in there?
You put that in there.
I can't even remember what I did. So You know, this is the kind of thing that to me, when you go through these campaigns, this requires a little bit of thought. And Michelle posted in the Facebook group this last week that the thing she spent the most time on was these follow-up campaigns. Okay. This is where you can go the deepest. This is where you can go the most personalized. The context of your city, of your town, is going to give credibility to these text messages and these follow-up campaigns. Hopefully that makes sense. Meaning, if this person right here is a person that got results with Blueprint's red light program, so you can totally use it. But if you have your own and it's somebody that people know, I just think it's that much more valuable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what I would encourage you to do is look at this with common sense as the primary focus of your marketing, right? So you don't need to be a marketing guru to know how to follow up with somebody, right? Following up with somebody saying, hi, we're here. That's all it is. Okay. One thing I did notice here is I know that with you guys didn't want to do 2 to 4 inches, right?
No, we've had the best results with offering 1 to 1.5.
Okay, 1 to 1.5. So I make that change here. Do me a favor when we get done, just take another peruse through all of these chats and make sure that, you know, you're not saying anything that you guys don't feel comfortable with. And again, it's interesting that you know that you've had the best results sharing that. That's not the case across the country. Okay. And this is that marketing nuance that's important. And it's not something that I can automate. All right. Okay, so now that the campaigns are, we've looked at those, this is published as well. For me, action item. So we're talking about this foundational piece that's squared away because we've gone through all of these and they're all good. All right. So that's done. What is next after that? After that, now we can kind of start looking forward to the actual marketing components. When everybody thinks about marketing, they think about the ads and they think about the funnels. Okay. So because we're in Patient Stream, let's take a look at the actual marketing funnels. All right. So you have uploaded red light, example sales funnel, NeuroSoothe, Facebook long form, and knee decompression redesign long form. If you're watching this after, we have other funnels available, but you need to request to have them brought over to your account. So if you say, hey, somebody's asking about spinal decompression, I can see you don't have spinal decompression here, then just simply use the support widget and there's a place for you to go down. Hi, Sam. And request a template. Boom. Okay. If you're not seeing something and you're like, oh, I know you guys have this, just go there, request it, you're good to go. All right. In this case, we're doing red light therapy landing page. Okay. And you guys have made a variation. You've made your own nuance to this, meaning you have a payment page. I think it would be cool once that's not something that we default to, meaning that's not the option that we say people should use, but you guys are going to test it. And I'd love to hear how it turns out once you've kind of got this going. But normally when this funnel comes over to you, it's going to come with an opt-in page and a thank you page. Okay. So first thing is we've got the, actually, let's make sure before we're going to come back and do that after we've done this. Okay. So the first thing is go into opt-in. Okay. That's highlighted white. We're going to go to edit the page. Now you've already done some of these edits. And we'll give you an idea of what those edits are, but you've also left some available for us to do now. All right, so you replaced your logo. Obviously, this is going to come with probably a Patient Stream or a 25th West logo right here. You've changed it because we default to 2 to 4 inches, so you've changed that. Okay.
Okay.
This is all given to you. Okay, these are all standard. On the button, this also said before, it said 2 to 4 inches, correct?
Correct.
And one of your,
yeah.
And one of your big questions was, how do you change that, right?
It was, yeah. Okay.
So when you click on the button, the settings is going to open up here on the left side. And so all you do is just scroll down. It says text options. So schedule your initial session today. that's where this is.
That's where that is.
And then subtext, that's where this is. So easy peasy,
Yes.
bam,
Yep.
you change it. There you go. So let's kind of move on. You updated this information, correct?
I did, yes.
As well as that.
Yep.
Okay.
And just to share with everybody, Sam, you know how you went to the left there for that box?
Yeah.
I ended up noticing with the logo as well.
Uh-huh.
A similar thing where to change your logo, you also have to refer to the left, scroll down to the bottom to attach your picture. But then you also have to click the save button in the top right.
Yeah.
It didn't
Yeah.
like it
You
unless you hit
definitely want to
save.
save your changes when you leave for sure.
Yes. So as you go between each change, each box change, you need to hit the save button.
Yeah, that's good. Now, this is funny because I don't use this function, but I think, is it this one? Jacob, what's the thing where you can actually see it get built while you're doing it? Is it this
One
button?
that you said, that one.
That one right there?
Yep.
Did I do it right? Or did I?
They might not have installed their review.
Okay, cool. We get to do it then. So this is where reviews go. Okay, let's go ahead and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview this page. Preview, bam. Just to show you what it looks like when it's live and in action. Whoop. All right, so right here, that
Sam, I lost you. Are you still there?
I think Sam got frozen.
Yeah, something happened.
All right. Well,
he previewed
then.
out.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll take over from here then while he does that. Oh, the host disabled. Of course he did.
Well, while he's disabled, let me I'm going to jump on my PC and just change that email. Instead of saying info on there, I'm actually going to change that to saying Jamie. So it'll be the same thing.
Okay.
Hopefully I can beat him to getting back on. Oops, I have cap locks on.
Whoa, I lost internet.
You did.
I'm not sure where I left off.
You were about to do preview.
Okay, well, that's funny. Okay.
Sorry, and I was just
talking to
updating.
you guys for a very long time, just so you know, for a very long time. And anyway, so sorry about that. All right.
Yeah.
So preview. That's why I asked you a question. You didn't answer.
I didn't.
Funny. She's been very responsive. What's going on? So let me just go back. So Shan, are these your reviews?
I don't believe they are.
Red Tail Wellness.
Dr.
You guys.
No, it's not.
Cool. All right. So how do we get our reviews to go in there? So let's go ahead and just as good practice, hit save before we leave. Okay. We don't need to do anything on that.
And real quick, Sam, before you continue forward, can you make it to where others can share their screens as well? So just in case you fall out again.
Oh, no, I won't do such a thing. Let's see here.
Or if you just want to make me like a host or something.
I don't want to do that. Just kidding.
I'm in under your name. I don't know how Zoom did that, but I think you're in there twice. So
I'm also in under your name. It's a Sam party today.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Hey, Heather.
Hi, Shannon.
Okay, so I think
I'll toggle my mute button on and off, and that'll tell you which one's me.
gotcha. Okay. All right, there you go. Sorry about that. Okay, let's proceed. Go ahead and share my screen again. All right, so where are we at? Let me just kind of retrace. We need to get our or Shannon's review widget put right here. How do we do that? Okay, we've hit saved. We've saved our changes, which we haven't made any, but it's good practice to save before you leave. Okay. We need Jeopardy music, right? All right, we're going to go to settings as soon as it lets me go to settings. Okay, we're going to go down to settings. Okay, and again, as long as you've gone through Heather's setup, you know, her training on Tuesdays, then this will be ready to roll. We go to review widget. Okay, boom, your guys' is created. So all we need to do is grab the code. Get that bad boy, and then we're going to go back to funnels. Okay. Go back to edit this page. Go down to where we know the reviews need to go. Open that bad boy up. Open up where the code is. Get rid of this because those aren't your reviews, and then paste in yours. Then yes, save. Hit save again just because we're a little scaredy cats. And then when you hit this bad boy, there we go. Yours are showing. 5 stars.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Okay, so now that's done. This copy and everything else here, you guys can read through. If there's anything you feel like you want to change, feel free. But for the most part, this should be good to go. That's correct. So somebody corrected that. How does it work? Good to go there. Again, read through this stuff if there's anything you want to change. Did you change this, Shannon, while we were talking?
No, that was changed yesterday by Jacob.
What a guy. Okay, so everything
have
else here.
Two
Yeah, go
changes
ahead.
I need to make. I've been doing it on the PC, although I'm on the Mac for the webinar. The email there needs to change from info to Jamie, Jamie. The word info,
Oh, got it.
that needs to be Jamie on both, please. I've done it twice on the PC, but it's not saving it for some reason.
All right.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
So the email we just changed it here. When I go back to the SMS chat in campaigns, and I changed from where it says Shannon to Jamie, do we need to do that before we go live today, or is that something I can jump on quickly?
Yeah, you can do it afterwards because
Okay,
those messages aren't going to go out until you start getting leads, and it would be
that's what I
sweet
thought.
if you got leads like within a minute, but chances aren't that's not going to happen.
I could tell you our reacts the other day. We did a campaign on Monday. It was immediate. Had 4 or 5.
That's awesome.
So that's fantastic. Yeah.
That's perfect. Very cool. Okay, so we've edited the funnel. We've edited that page. Now, before we go on to these other pages, let's go real quick. We'll go to settings. And you've already done some of this, but I want to just go through these. There's 2 really important things. So 1 is the domain, and then 2 is the code, the pixel code. So the pixel code, you have it installed. Awesome. That's very good. We have, in fact, Jacob created a 1-minute tutorial. We have a tool coming that will do it for you, but let me just go ahead and show you where it is. Let's go ahead and do pixel. Just put in pixel there. How to install a Facebook pixel in your page. No, let's see here. Create a Facebook pixel in your business manager right there. Okay. So it's a 1-minute tutorial. Should be easy. They changed, if you were on the training like 2 weeks ago, they changed how they generate the pixel. And so we had to fumble around a little bit, but Jacob's got a really concise, easy video to follow. So you should be able to do it there yourself. Okay. The next thing is the domain. Now you have this done already, but when this comes to your PatientStream account, it's not going to come with this domain. So what we have done is PatientStream, we have purchased several domains that you are able to use. So then the question is how do we know what domain to put there? Use this again, just put in domain. Okay. Whoops. That's fine. We can do it here too. Domain names. You pop this bad boy up. It'll give you all of the domains that we have for you currently, and we'll keep adding to that. And then Heather's got a quick little 3-minute video that shows you how to do that. Okay. So
Cool.
domains, good to go. All right. So that is done. You already did that, but I did want anybody watching to understand that, hey, this is here. If you're seeing something different, that's how you get it. All right. Let's go back to the actual funnel. We're almost done. We're almost done with the funnel itself. We got about 2 more minutes and then we'll be good to go. So you guys put in this payment page. I'm not going to go over that payment page right now, just because that's not what other people's defaults to. So we're going to go to where theirs is going to go. And then once again, edit the page.
So just for others, because I know I've asked the question when you go back there. So the ad will go out. They will see what you and I on the back end see called opt-in new. They will see all that ad, read through it, enter their information. As soon as they hit opt-in, they will then get, in our case, the payment page. They'll fill that out,
Yes.
hit submit, and then the next thing that'll pop up on their screen will be the thank you, which is what you're going through now. Correct?
Yep. That's exactly right.
That's exactly, okay.
Yep. And yeah, again, this is really simple. This is Nicole. We have more videos coming with her too, by the way. But this is Nicole. She's got a video right here. So she says, thanks for opting in and trusting us with your business. Here's what to do next. Very straightforward video. You have updated this. We need to update this to Jamie.
Yes, please.
Okay. This is all correct.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and save that. All right. Go ahead and go out of there. Whenever I use Zoom, everything's always slower. So give me just a second. All right. So now the funnel is ready to go. Okay. The funnel is ready to go. So let's just do a quick little recap. We went through the foundation. So we made sure the triggers were turned on. So the lights are turned on in the house. We went through the campaign, the follow-up campaign. And basically we personalized it. We made sure that everything was published and turned on, and we read through it. Okay. That's the second thing. The third thing is we go through the funnel, and then we make sure everything is good in there. We change whatever needs to be done. These funnels are controls. A control is a funnel that we know works. It gets a certain conversion rate. And so do the least possible. In fact, I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking with somebody and they said, when I started into this, I thought I had to know more about landing pages, more about copy, and I had to go 10 levels. She said 10 levels deep. I realized I only need to go 2 levels deep and then just let the system do everything else. And that's exactly right. 2 levels deep, change the settings and change make that landing page your own. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to launch the funnel. But before we do that, I want to show you guys, I want to give you an idea of what the goal is. So we're going to launch a Facebook campaign. And a lot of people ask, well, what do the ads look like? And what does that all look like? We're making videos to where, or some type of tutorial or walkthrough checklist, something. We're going to make it so you guys can get an ad preview. Now we're always adding ads to this. We're always testing. We're always, if something is going out in a lot of different markets and it's losing effectiveness over time, then we're going to take it away. So these ads that I'm going to show you are not necessarily what's going to be running on your campaign at all times, but they are appropriate to the funnels that we're running, and we're making the artistic changes that need to happen in order for you to get sufficient clicks at the right cost. Okay. So here's what these ads look like. We have a very specific style. You guys have seen our ads before. We like them to look polished and professional. In fact, you guys should see the ones that Jacob did for allergies. They're so dope. Actually, Jacob, you don't care if I show, do you? He don't care. He's not. He doesn't get a choice. Dude, look at these. Aren't these just amazing? I think they're just amazing. Anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent because I could. I was just so impressed by that campaign, and it's crushing it, which is good. All right. So, Shannon, how you feeling? You ready to go?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to stop sharing. Stop. And I'm going to ask you to share. You know, I'm actually really curious. How is my team? How am I doing? Like, I'm kind of a, you know, what's funny? I'm kind of a dummy when it comes to some of this stuff. I don't ever get training from my own team because, you know, I just figure stuff out myself. And
Yep.
how am I doing, guys? I'm doing all right.
It's been fantastic. It's very exciting too.
All right, let's go to funnels. So what we're doing right now is we're going to launch a click campaign. We're going to launch an actual Facebook campaign. But before we do that, we need something that we can't get just by, you know, by not knowing anything. So we need to go into the funnel.
Okay.
And we need the domain. And that's the domain we want is that domain. Okay, so go
Right
ahead and
here.
copy. Yep, copy that bad boy.
Maybe that's.
All right, go ahead and copy that.
Yep. You go down here.
Yep. All right. Yeah, go ahead and, yep, there you go.
And then take it down.
Scroll down.
Why am I not seeing the scroll? Use this? No.
You have like a,
On my Mac, but I can't get the bar to come out.
oh, that's funny.
Where did it go?
Hold on, let me see if, I always do the 2-finger scroll thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There you
there,
go.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. To just get it to. Okay, so public Facebook campaigns.
There you go. Have you done this before, by the way?
No, I just walked through it with Jacob about an hour ago.
Okay, so okay, slow down.
Okay, sorry.
This is so easy; anybody can do it. So, okay, go ahead and hit that. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So this is very common sense, but here's what's happening. This says Facebook business page. So a personal profile. So Sam Carlson, I can have more than one page on Facebook. And when I say page on Facebook, that's essentially a website on Facebook. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So we have to pick the right page. There's a hierarchy. So the first thing is the business page. So in this case, it's your clinic, which is called Freedom Health Centers. Go ahead and do that now.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next thing is, what is the ad account? Okay. Because you can have a business page can have more than one ad account. So we want to make sure that we're running the ads from the right ad account. Now, when you merge or authenticate PatientStream, it's going to pull over all this data. Okay. So you're not going to have to build any of this. It's just going to say, hey, pick which one. So in this case, we're going to pick Freedom Health Centers again. All right. And then the click campaigns are going to show up on your click campaign. Go ahead and click weight loss. All right, there you go. And again, we're getting all of these, we're getting all of the templates, everything uploaded as quickly as we can. We've got a lot of stuff going on, you guys. Okay, website URL, you know what to do there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now you just pasted the website URL that we gave you in there, okay? The daily budget, so we recommend that you start at $40 a day. Now, I do get questioned or asked, why is that? We've answered it a couple times, but I'm happy to answer it again. A daily budget smaller than $40 is kind of like showing up to an auction where you've got 10 bucks in your pocket and everybody else has 1,000. You ain't gonna get much attention from the auctioneer, okay? So PatientStream, we know we have data, we know it works. We want you guys to have a full tank of gas to get the results you need. So daily budget of 40 bucks is the minimum. Now you can spend more, but that is the minimum. So go ahead and whatever you want. Where are you at on your budget?
So we've decided to go ahead with the $40 recommendation. So just to start out, because we know that obviously we can adjust it up or down as need be.
Okay, great. Go ahead and what do you do next?
Hit launch.
Boom. Your campaign has been created. So
Fantastic.
what has happened from now? We went through, I mean, I hope this was slow. I tried to go slow. Sometimes I know that my slow is not everybody else's slow. That's why these are recorded. But hopefully you guys can see, I mean, really, we went through a couple steps to make sure the lights were turned on. We made sure that when people start getting your text messages after they opt in, after they say, hey, they raise their hand, I'm interested. We made sure that those text messages were personalized, that you knew what was coming out. Then we made sure that we went 2 levels deep in the funnel. Okay, we don't got to go all the way through. We just want to make sure that that thing, when they go on, they're not confused who they're doing business with. They know it's you and they know what you're offering. Okay, we went 2 levels deep on the funnel. Then we came over and we generated a Facebook campaign from start to finish. That means we set it up the campaign level. If you know nothing about Facebook ads, just listen for just a second. We set up a new campaign. We set up 4 ad sets. 4 ad sets means we targeted 4 different groups of people. And then we put a unique ad, like I showed you, in each one of those ad sets. And that's been published now to the ad account that you chose, and it will be running as soon as it gets approved, which, could be anywhere within the next 10 minutes to 24 hours or whatever. Okay. How cool is that?
That's so cool.
How cool is that? Let me ask you, Shannon, so are you a Facebook guru?
I wouldn't call myself a guru, but a pretty frequent flyer. Yes.
Cool. How well equipped, how comfortable does this make you to be able to get in there and do this, when you want to?
Oh, I mean, hands down, easy. Now that we've done it. Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Isn't that cool?
Yeah. The pre-AI was just enough to send me running. Now that we're part of AI and beta, I mean, it's just like, this couldn't get any easier.
I had a really interesting phone call literally 5 minutes before this training today. And it was an agency owner. If I said his name, you would all know his name. And he's somebody I respect. There's not a lot of people in the space that I respect, but he's somebody I respect. And he said, hey, man, I've seen what you're doing. What's going on? And I walked him through. He said, oh, my gosh, you're going to put everybody out of business. I said, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this thing the best solution for people like Shannon, like everybody else on this call, and like everybody else that ever uses PatientStream. It's not perfect. It's built by people. We are people, but we have an awesome team, man. And you know what? One of the things that I really want everybody to understand, I've got a team on this call right now. And one of the things that is very typical in this business, when you run against the problems, when you run into issues with how your marketing is working, meaning I get a complaint from a client, I have to categorize that complaint. I have to say, is that the client's fault or is that my fault? And what happens when it's my fault? There's 2 things. People do 2 things. An agency will either try and just sell their way out of it, meaning let's just go get more people. Let's go get more Shannons. Okay. A multitude of sales makes up for a multitude of sins. And even if it only lasts for 3 months, that's 3 months at whatever the retainer is. That's money. We're making money. That's a business that's out for money. Or you get a team together that whenever we see a problem like that, we stop selling and we go back and me and the team say, hey, this is the problem. And we track that problem to its source and we do our best iteration on how to solve it. We are not perfect, but I can tell you that process has been happening inside of 25th West and now PatientStream for the past 4.5 years. We have been doing that. I cannot tell you how many conversations I have had with Jacob Morris where we look at a problem and we have that conversation of, is this our problem or is this the client's problem? Because if it's the client's problem, man, I'm not here to babysit and run your business for you. But if it's our problem, I got to look at it dead in the face and say, we have a weakness. What are we going to do? And we're not perfect again, but we have tried to create the most effective tool for the least price and trying to put this into your hands. So, I every now and again I'll get on a little bit of a soapbox. My bad, but I feel passionately about this, and I think that resonates with some of you guys, and I think that it's the authentic truth. So, anyway, anything, Shannon, imparting any questions? Do you have any questions, first of all?
I don't, and I just wanted to say thank you. And I think your soapbox was actually correct, because when Jacob and I were on the phone about an hour ago, well, actually 2 hours ago now, he saw something in the programming that would have hiccuped during setting it up, and he took care of it immediately. He said, "Oh, wait, hold on, got this. No problem." I mean, so you guys have been awesome the whole way through this, just getting us to this point. Like you alluded to that conversation that we had, I felt like I had to go 10, 14 steps deep, and really it's 2 steps.
Was that you and I that had that conversation?
Yeah, that was the anxiety I was having yesterday. I'm like, oh, you're going to stick me on live. And, but you're like, it's okay. It's only 2 steps. I'm like, yeah, and it really is. It really is simple. So it's fabulous. You guys have done a great job. It's very exciting, and we appreciate it tremendously as a business, and I look forward to having more people come in, and as our logo says, saving lives by helping.
That's awesome. I was talking with, thank you, Shannon. Thank you so much. I
You're part
appreciate
of that.
that.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I was talking with somebody else, and that is the other thing is because we have Jacob, I don't know where we're at right now, but I know last week we were at like 65 or so folks that are using Patient Stream the way, this 65 people are reaching out in 65 different cities, and we haven't even started marketing this yet. And we haven't even really said, hey guys, go out and promote this yet. By the way, we're going to talk about that here in the next week or so. We're going to show you guys how you can be, obviously we already feel like you're a part of this, but we're going to show you some tools that you can use to really, make some money on it. We love, because this tool is automated, and because we're letting this awesome, complication that's simplified, because we're letting it do so much work, we can share some of that with you guys. I can't remember where I was going with that. We're excited. Todd, you have a question. Once a campaign is going, can you go back in and edit without stopping the campaign? Yes. So two lines of thought there. The first one is, yes, you can. You can go in and just go into your ads manager and change, what you want to. I would say if you're making changes to the ad, we kind of then fall into Never Neverland, meaning you might get ads that are not approved if you're changing copy. This is ad copy that we know works, okay? So that's that. But if you have something, that you want to make edits to, you can do that. Now that said, so the other side of this, and this is not something that you have seen yet, but the other side of this is once that campaign starts running, okay, it has enough gas in it to go for about 3 days before we change anything. Once we've kind of gotten to that 3rd day, then what our software is going to do, and this is what's so amazing, is our software is going to start looking at performance. It's going to start saying, okay, we like this, we don't like that. We like this, we don't like that. So it's going to start doing tests. It's going to start making changes. It's going to start doing what we call optimizing and monitoring your campaign. This is a stark difference of what is done in marketing today. I mean, it's very common for a person to want to make money, start an agency, get a client, turn their campaigns on, and get awesome leads for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then guess what happens? The gas tank goes on empty. And now the car doesn't drive itself anymore. It's kind of like a Tesla. You can't drive that thing without recharging it. And we're doing the same thing. So what's happening on the back end is, yes, you can make edits, but don't. Let the thing run. It will get the results for you. Okay? That's what this thing is built and designed to do. How are people doing with cost per lead?
Hold on, just to kind of jump on that as well. So another thing to keep in mind too with the edits is, yes, you can. And it's also one of the things that we worked hard with on the optimization side of things as well, is it's not going to affect your optimization. So if you do decide to add new ads in, if you do decide to make kind of changes and things like that, the optimization tool is still going to keep working. Now, keep in mind, it's going to keep doing what we tell it to do. So it might decide, hey, your ad that you created isn't up to snuff, turn it off, replace it with something else. So just kind of keep that in mind. But the optimization will continue to work as long as you are editing the campaign that the AI system created. If you
Yeah.
create a campaign outside of the AI system, it will not recognize that and it will not optimize it. So just kind of keep that in mind. The main thing that I would recommend if you're going to make any change to a campaign would just be your budget. And you would change that on the campaign level. You would just change whatever that number is that you want to up or down your budget to based off of your needs. I
So
would
on the same
leave
screen that
everything
we
else
did it
alone.
in earlier.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And then Darren, regarding your question on how are people doing with cost per lead. So I'm a person that I like to just give you the exact numbers as opposed to kind of guessing it. So I'm going to pull up our back end here where it's going to give me the exact average across all of the accounts, how much it is currently costing per lead right now. So give me just a second here for this to load up. And the exact number is on average is $24.82.
There you go. Very good.
Hey, can I ask, it's Darren. Thank you for that information. Let me ask you a question. For the people that, I missed about 15 minutes of this thing, so I'm going to watch the recording again. But for the people that are doing the red light, how are they getting a good response to get people in the door with this? Have they been using this one enough to be able to give feedback?
Red light performs. Red light. So there's different. I had a conversation with somebody. Guys, I can never remember who I talked to because I talked to a lot of people, right? So I don't know. It might have been Shannon. Who knows? I couldn't remember. I said it to her the other day. But as far as conditions and which ones perform and why they perform, why they don't, I was talking with somebody the other day about neuropathy, and they were just talking about the poor results they had gotten in their market with other marketing and why that was. And I said, the cool thing is I don't got a dog in the race. So I said, listen, neuropathy by and large is a demographic play. Think about the demographic. I mean, these are people, and I'm painting with a little bit of a broad brush. Okay. So in your older markets, okay, this doesn't apply as much, but in your general market, these are people that really punish their bodies with their diet, with their lifestyle. And so it would kind of make sense. It would be kind of a natural conclusion to say, well, because that's the lifestyle of the demographic, generally the lead quality is going to be lower. And there's no marketing magic here. There's unfortunately. But when you look at decompression campaigns, so like spinal decompression, knee decompression, the story changes. We see a lot of high quality leads with those. Now, I would say for neuropathy specifically, the more geriatric your community is, the more you're going to crush it with neuropathy. Red light, to me, because of the offer and because of the tools that Blueprint gives you, as well as just the nature of it, it converts well. Okay. In fact, I think 2 weeks ago, we were on a Blueprint training with Tyson Bradford. Tyson is an avid user of PatientStream. Okay. He is, in fact, I think he said that on that training, but he's crushing it with Red Light. Red Light is a great service center to promote. It's lower ticket than maybe some of the other ones, but the conversion rate is really high.
Well, what's interesting is that I haven't tried your stuff yet for that, but I started with another company that Contour recommended, and what's interesting is they got me a lot of leads, a lot of prepaid leads, but they were all poor quality. They were there looking for a cheap first visit, and then none of them, I'm telling you, 90+% could not get approved for financing. Whereas I do a lot of neuropathy, and we charge anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000, and we probably get 80% approved for financing.
Where do you live?
I'm in South Florida, in Boynton Beach.
Well, I told you something without having to tell you something, right? If your market is older and you've done well with I'm not saying you can't do red light therapy. Okay. I'm just saying one of the things you just need the variation between clinics, where marketing is not a black and white situation, meaning, hey, this thing works and it works the same everywhere. That's not how this works, right? The variance and nuance is really based on what people are like in your specific location And the more you really understand and buy into that, the more control it's going to give you to control your marketing. And I would say that if you're having a low conversion on the red light, you get good response but low conversion, really do your most on that initial call. Do not, were you using something like PatientStream for the automated follow-up? Sorry
Well-
about the lawnmower, my kids in the back. We're working from home, folks. Go ahead.
It's I don't have it set up in PatientStream yet, but the company that I'm using uses the same framework as this, like it looks identical. So they have a drip system that's set in place, and it just did not produce as well.
Okay.
So I'm looking
Well,
at options, and I think I'm going to probably just do it through here.
Yeah, here's my recommendations. First, as we went through the campaign and we were going through those chats, I've got a Heather, would you mind taking the training I did on the no spam follow-up? Would you grab that YouTube link and post it in the Facebook group? I think,
Sure thing.
huh?
Yep, sure thing.
Thank you. That's a training we did on how to go through basically the follow-up campaigns and just personalize them. I think that's one really big thing, okay? Because then people, it's a lower social it's a higher social commitment. They now know you, they have a face, so that's one thing. Then the next thing is, if you're having that constantly appear, you got to get on the phone with these people, okay? You got to get on the phone with these people.
Yeah. And
Shannon?
just to kind of to
Yes.
jump in on that real quick too.
Hold on real quick, Jacob.
Okay.
While you're doing this, Shannon, go over to your marketing tab real quick.
Yep.
Okay. Go into campaigns. Okay. Go into red light. Scroll to the opt-in. Let's go to the opt-in, please. Yep.
This one.
Yep. And then scroll to the very bottom. All right. And on that green plus event, do that add event. This is for you, Darren. This is what I would do. Do a phone call.
Manual or phone call?
If manual call. By the way, you could do that either way. I prefer a manual call. Okay. And then you're going to take that and drag it
Yep.
all the way up. So it's the third action. And we can delete this here in just a minute. So, nope. Yep. There you go. Right there.
I just learned about dragging.
Yeah.
Thanks, Darren and Sam.
drag that to, no, that's good. I like it there. Okay. So right now, what will happen is if you leave this in here and I think you should, okay, you don't have to, but if you leave this in here, then it's going to go through those first two steps and then it's going to send a notification. Hey, call this person, a reminder. Okay. And then whoever is at your front desk, they'll pick up the call and then you'll go through either your own script or we have a script that we give you in a training we have called the Daily Marketer, which I've got on my YouTube channel. But anyway, you'll do that and then you'll start pre-framing and vetting them. So you might have to do more work to pre-qualify these people, but I will tell you the juice is worth the squeeze. Okay. So you do that process, you filter out that way. Instead of having 10 people show up for a free thing, you have 3 people show up and they're ready to go.
And then just to jump on what Sam just showed you here with the manual call. So a couple things to keep in mind when you're doing a manual call versus the other call option. I'll explain that just really fast. So that other call option that isn't manual, that's where PatientStream is going to automatically call your office and say,
Yep.
Darren is, you have a new lead. His name is Darren. He's interested in red light. Press any key to call Darren. And then you push a key on your phone and then it's going to call out to Darren automatically and try and make that phone call. Okay.
Yep.
And it's going to use your tracking phone number to do all that. Manual call is the system is now going to wait for you to call either using your office phone or a cell phone or whatever number you want to use to make that manual phone call. And it's not going to continue in that sequence until that manual call is actually done. And so in order to mark that call as done, if you want on that left-hand side menu there, Shannon, just want to scroll down to contacts. Or yeah, go ahead and close that, click contacts, and you see where it says manual actions.
Mhm.
So it'll show up there saying you need to call Darren. And then after you call Darren, you would say complete, and then it'll continue through the automated sequence if you didn't get a hold of him. If you
Oh,
did
okay.
get a hold of him, then you would just move Darren, obviously, to whatever the next phase in the pipeline is.
So
Okay.
Jacob, do you recommend people do the automated one then instead of the manual one so they don't have to toggle over to manual?
It depends on how their office is. So quite a few offices actually prefer the manual over the automated, simply because the automated doesn't care what your office is doing, right? It's going to ring your office phone, and let's say your front desk staff isn't there to pick it up, or they're busy doing other things and they don't have time to jump on patient stream, right? So it just kind of depends on how busy your office is. We have offices that are very busy that they hate the automated phone call. They want manual because they want to be able to do it on their time schedule. The downside to doing it that way is it's on your time schedule, versus we know from marketing experience that if you call somebody within a couple minutes of receiving that lead, you're much more likely to actually get on the phone with that person and get them scheduled than if you waited a day or two, or, when towards the end of the day or whatnot, right?
Yep.
So from a marketing perspective, we prefer the automated, but it really just depends on your office. We've got a couple clinics that they use call centers, or we actually got one that has a dedicated person that all they do all day long is marketing. So they love the automated phone calls because then it's just, it's just rolling through the way it should. So it just kind of depends on your office layout.
And just for 2 cents of info from us, Jamie works 3 days a week. So for us, the manual would work better because it would be more on her time schedule.
Cool.
So,
Very-
and then Aaron, the other thing that I wanted to throw out is just kind of some red light numbers. Now I understand now South Florida is very different. We've done a number of campaigns in South Florida, and it is a bit of a different demographic. But just so you kind of know what we're seeing in general for red light therapy. Okay, these are the general numbers. So typically speaking, of the new leads that you get, 67% of them are going to reply to you, because one of the nice things about weight loss is it is something that people are, when they're online and they're looking up weight loss stuff and they're signing up for programs, at that exact moment, they're very much engaged in, hey, I want to lose weight, right? So they're very active in replying back to you and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to see a really high reply rate on it. Then what we're seeing as far as, again, they're excited for it. So you're seeing an almost 60% of your leads will also schedule an appointment, which is really good. Most of the time you're going to see leads, only about 45% are actually going to schedule an appointment. With red light, you're usually going to see north of 60% actually schedule an appointment, typically. Then from there is when you're going to start getting that burnout. You're going to see a ton of people are actually going to show for their first appointment. They're going to be in that first appointment. And then that's when you're going to have the second appointment plummet, which is pretty typical of weight loss in general. So you're going to go from 58, 60% actually scheduling their appointment. You're going to get out of that 60%, what you're going to get is close to 100% of them actually showing up for their appointment. And then your second appointment of your total leads, you're going to get 28% of them are actually going to sign up for a second appointment. And that's what you typically see with weight loss in general. They're excited, they want to do it, they get in, and then they realize now with red light, it's not hard. It's becomes more of, do they have the money to continue to do the treatments? But it's very typical with weight loss in general. They're excited. Then they realize, oh, this takes work. This is going to take a little bit of effort on my part. And then their enthusiasm, falls, and that's when they start looking for a new diet pill. So you're going to see about 28-30% will actually continue on to their second appointment. But the great point on that is you have a nearly 100% conversion rate after that second appointment. So your first appointment is going to weed out everybody that you're not going to want to keep anyways. And you're going to have, so the final number out the door of people who are going to sign up and be on care plans is 24.76% is what we typically see for red light campaigns.
That's
So
pretty good, man.
4.76% of the leads that you get. So a quarter, we'll just say 1/4 of your leads. So if you get 100 leads, you should get 25 paying patients that'll do the entire care plan out of a red light campaign.
There you go.
There's your numbers.
Thank you. So what I did miss when I stepped away, I saw you bring up the samples of all your red light ads. I didn't see what this clinic is using or what most of your clinics are using. Is there an initial offer of a BOGO or a decrease first visit, or is it just to collect information and, you know, have them sign up
It's
for
a $47 first visit, and that includes their first treatment of red light. So that's we did that in connection with Aaron Gum on that offer. And so they'll get that first one, and that's why we see a drop off from appointment 1 to appointment 2 being so steep, is because they're in there, they're like, oh sweet, this will be working, and then you say, okay, now here's everything that we're going to need to do for your treatment, and here's kind of what the final price tag might look like. And that's where you're going to see people that go, oh, right, it becomes that weight loss effort, and they don't want to continue forward at that point. So the point of the $47 is to, at the very least, pay for whoever's time is being taken doing that appointment, whether it be yourself or for, you know, whatever, or if you've got like an assistant that's doing that. So the $47 is pretty much just to cover that. It's not to necessarily make money, because where you're going to make the money is on all of your second appointments and everything going forward.
Right. All right, cool. Thank you very much.
All righty. Well, guys, we are, you know, we're there. We did it. It's an hour. That was fun. I had fun. In the Facebook group, get in there, comment, ask questions. Let me know what trains. So Thursday, I love to Thursdays because Thursdays I get to train on whatever the heck I want to. And it's fun. So show up. Let me know exactly what you want to see. If there's, you know, if there's been stuff about marketing that you've always wanted to know, I'm here to be transparent. So is the team. I mean, you can tell we've got the best team ever. I mean, these guys, they know their stuff. They're on it. And see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Shannon.